Hi all, welcome to our channel. Neuron is all you need. So in this video, I want to share the reasons behind this channel name, Neuron is all you need. What has inspired me to go with this name. So the name is decomposed into two words. One is neuron, which is the basic building block in our brain. Also, it is the basic building block or basic unit in technology like deep learning, artificial intelligence. And the next is attention is all you need. Is a research paper that has been introduced in 2017 from Google, which has explained the transformer architecture, introduced this new transformer architecture, and leading to more innovations like LLMs, the LLMs that we are experiencing today, like GPTs, right? GPT, ChatGPT, or Claude, right? Any other LLMs. So this paper is the starting point. Attention is all you need. So these two are inspired a lot to choose this name, Neuron is all you need. And in this video, I would also walk you through three reasons in, let's say, three dimensions, like technical dimensions, as well as biological, as well as spiritual dimensions, on which this neuron has been contributed, as well as the transformer has been contributed in these dimensions. Let's go with the first dimension, technical. So the neuron is also called perceptron, is mimicked from the architecture of neuron in 1958, which has this architecture like weighted input, and there is the neuron gets fired, right, which is leading to giving some output. So this is the starting point in technical evolutions. And then there is another algorithm called backpropagation, which was introduced in 1986, uses the strategy called gradient descent method. So this algorithm is responsible for learning the patterns or learning the neural networks from the data, and it is a game changer in the overall architecture. And then in 2012, more neural networks, the layers have been introduced, and they have formed stacks of layers which include hundreds, thousands of millions of neurons, and then they have solved many problems in areas like image processing, natural language processing, and like. And then there is 2017, what I said in earlier, the transformer architecture, the paper called Attention is All You Need has been introduced. And so the main reason success behind this transformer architecture is, so earlier the technologies are like, there are other technologies which are trying to solve the problems of sequential problems like RNNs, recurrent neural networks, and some seek-to-seek networks, also LSTMs. These try to solve many problems in LLMs, but there are challenges. The backpropagation algorithm is not that successful in these algorithms because the learning has been stopped after a certain point of time. And also another drawback of these technology is they are sequential in nature. So it is taking much time to learn the patterns from the data. So then the advantage of transformer is that it has introduced the main concept like self-attention, also self-attention. And this strategy or this method basically has been solved many problems. One is the long-term dependency or long-term relationship between the tokens or words, right? That has been addressed by self-attention. Also, another challenge it has solved is that we can train the neural networks in parallel, right? In parallel, so the data can be loaded and processed in parallel because of and it also it has leveraged the technologies, hardware technologies like GPUs and TPUs. So that's why the LLMs that you are seeing today are all inspired, are all basically developed by this architecture, from this architecture transformer. So the GPT or BERT or Claude or any other LLMs like Gemini, right? Everything has been one way or the other, they are using this transformer architecture, which internally using the deep neural networks. And then the basic unit of this deep neural network is the perceptron or the neuron and the Gen AI. So then we have got the Gen AI in this field. So these are the main technical reasons I would like to add. The deep neural network. So basically these are the neurons. So they are formed in terms of layers, right? These 3 layers, let's say, and there are connections between the neurons, right? If there are a small number of new layers, it is called shallow network. And if you have deep layers, the layers are deep in nature, then it is called deep neural network, right? These deep neural networks are the main foundation in transformer. So these are all inspired me to choose this name. Attention is all you need, as well as neuron. And next, we'll go into the next dimension, which is biological dimension. So this is our brain, which consists of neurons, millions and billions of neurons. You could see this. And then the thing is, between all neurons, across all the neurons, there are connections. And these connections form from synapses, like synapses structure. And these are called neural pathways. Right? Every connection between one neuron and another neuron is called neural pathways. So if you are moving, let's say if you are moving your body, either hand or body, any part of your body, it is basically your neurons are at play, right? These neurons are the responsible. Even your thoughts, behind your thoughts, behind your emotions and your decision making. So everything is coming out of your neural network, right? And yeah, one human being, another human being. If you want to make a difference between human beings as to why they are acting like this, why their emotions are different, why they are taking different decisions, I would say mostly it has contributed from the neural pathways that they have formed, right? Let's say if you are doing one task successfully, that means the neural paths are very strong in this dimension, right? And some people are not, let's say they don't have writing skills, those neural pathways are not that strong in this brain. So that's there is something called neuro-linguistic programming, NLP. So if they can change your behavior by just adjusting your neural pathways, right? So this is the biological dimension that I just want to add. So here also the neuron is the basic building block in your brain, right? And then the last dimension is the spiritual dimension, right? So in spiritual dimension, they identified, even this is from a scientific discovery, there are essentially the two networks. One is default mode network, another is task positive network. So whenever you're focused on certain task, right? You're focused on certain task, you're contemplating on something, then this task positive neural network, task positive networks are active, right? And when you're not doing anything, right? When you're ideal, then the default mode network will be active, and it will generate thoughts one after the another based on your neural pathways. Sometimes you don't have control of generating these thoughts because the default mode network is active. And if you want to keep calm, if you want to be peaceful, if you want to emote, or if you want to be in silence, this default mode network has to be deactivated, or it has to be, its activity should be keep as minimum as possible. So that can be possible through meditation and other techniques, so where it can lower the activity of default mode network, and then you can experience positive and in fact other dimensions like other states like samadhi and higher consciousness, and leading to enlightenment. So these are not just the words. There is a scientific discovery as to how can we achieve this with the help of these neural networks. So these are the three dimensions I would say these are the things that is inspired to choose my channel name. Neuron is all you need. Right. So out of many names, this name has it resonates me well with my thoughts and ideas and my my decision. So I would like to post more videos in this channel, both all the three dimensions. Like I would go with the technical dimension where I would talk about transformers, Gen AI, agentic AI, right? And I would explain the LangChain, LangPro, all the technical things or latest trends in the technical field, as well as some of the things like biological or mundane things. I would also explain you. I would express my opinions in mundane things, like it might include politics, right? Politics and other fields, industry, other fields. I just explain my opinions and thoughts. And then finally, spiritual. So I would also explore some of the things in spiritual dimension. I would also share my knowledge and experience as part of this channel. So that's why I named Neuron is all you need. So for everything, if you want to evolve technically, your neurons has to be active. If you want to do your body-mind activity at a higher pace, at higher efficiency, you have to make sure your neural pathways are strong in that dimension. And then spiritual, if you want to attain higher states in spiritual dimension, at the same time, you have to make sure your neural networks are at a default state or at a lower activity level. Okay. So that's all. I want to conclude this video. Thank you for watching this